With the recent news that the Nintendo Switch 2 will most likely be able to run Nvidia DLSS technology thanks to the Tegra successor chip from Nvidia, I wanted to sit down and talk to you about what that means for the future of Nintendo gaming. But before I do, what's up everybody? It's me, Mark. This is Joyful's Arcade. I hope you enjoy the content, and if you do, feel free to like and subscribe, and if you don't like the content, go ahead and dislike it too. Either way, it helps the algorithm. Okay, let's dive in. Everyone knows you don't go to Nintendo for the most cutting-edge raw power technology. They haven't attempted that strategy really since the GameCube, which, while I'm a big fan of the GameCube, it wasn't necessarily, in their eyes, the most successful time for them. Nintendo cares fundamentally about bringing fun, innovative ways to play at a price point that won't make families or the average gamer balk at. And in large part, their strategy represents this over the last few generations. If you look at the Nintendo Wii era, it launched at $249.99, while the Xbox 360 launched at $399, and the PS3 had models at $499 and $599. In the Wii U era, which not a shining moment for Nintendo either, it still managed to come at on average $100 lower than the competitor at $299.99, while the Xbox One was $499.99 and the PS4 was $399.99. For the Nintendo Switch, while it did launch a few years before the current generation of Xbox and PlayStation consoles, it still came in at that $299.99 price point, and it's still outselling a lot of those new consoles as well, with the Series X and the PS5 both being at $499.99. So if you look at this information for the last few years, we can say for certain Nintendo attempts a different strategy. While other console makers are going for cutting edge power and hoping that those quality first party games come along with it, which I'll admit Sony has been doing a better job of that than Microsoft for the most part over the last few years, Nintendo's aim is high quality games, high quality play at an affordable price. And this makes sense. If you think about who they really believe the gaming market comes from, who the gaming market grows from, it's young players. They have popular IPs that are extremely renowned across the world, and their aim is to always invest in those younger generations, those younger gamers, and give families a way to play along with them. Because they know if you don't bring the family on board, you don't bring the mom and dad on board, are you really going to get them to spend that money on their kid? And on top of that, are they going to spend $299 on their child, or $599 or $499? Chances are most people are going to say, I'd rather only spend $299 to give my kid this gaming device. And this is why I believe Nintendo has got an extremely lucky tool under their situation. With the success of the Nvidia Tegra line system on a chip, they're now at a point as this type of technology continues to improve, they can not only continue to offer that affordable price point, but with the innovation and aim of AI-based technology like DLSS, they can also boost that power that that system can launch and provide as well. And that's why this news that at Gamescom, developers and publishers saw the Switch successor running DLSS 3.5, running Unreal Engine 5, running that Matrix demo, and having it look as pristine on this handheld device as a Series X or PS5 is extremely important. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not saying the Switch successor is going to be as powerful in raw standards as a Series X or PS5, but I do think, based on the architecture and design philosophy of the Nvidia technology within this new Nintendo device, that they can achieve something comparable without having to break the bank in terms of investing in raw power, which has a lot of implications for Nintendo in the future of gaming. Over the last few generations, for the most part, Nintendo struggled with third-party games. It struggled on the Wii, it struggled on the Wii U, and the Nintendo Switch has seen a change of pace for them. You've gotten games like Witcher 3, Doom Eternal, and so many more to come to the Nintendo Switch, and we really haven't seen that since the GameCube era. I remember buying Madden and NHL all on my GameCube, and I stopped doing that because they just weren't available on the Wii forward. And I think not only did we have more ports on the Switch because of the success of this affordable Nvidia technology, but I think because of the news that this new chip is running DLSS, we're only going to see more ports, more next-gen games, both on the Switch successor as well as on the PS5 and the Series X and whatever Pro standards they bring forward. So ultimately, just like this most recent Switch generation, where we saw a lot of ports, third-party ports, come to the console, I think we're going to continue to see that. But not only are we going to see ports, I think these ports are going to be more comparable to the high-end system performance they attain on the PlayStation 5 or Series X. And again, this is something that will be achieved based on the magic of DLSS technology, based on the magic of this new Nvidia Tegra chip that is most likely to be in the Switch successor. So I think that magic of high-end third-party ports, and again, not comparable completely to the PlayStation 5 or Series X performance, but let's just say they won't look as much of a sacrifice has occurred to get it on the console. So with those ports and the fact that we're most likely guaranteed backwards compatibility as well, since this Switch successor is using Nvidia architecture once again, that I think we'll be able to see a very strong next 7 or 8 years for Nintendo as well. Now, will it be as successful as the Nintendo Switch was in terms of total sales? I can't speak to that because there were a lot of variables that impacted this Switch generation. One being the lockdown. A lot of more people gamed than ever before because of the lockdown. In fact, the gaming market in general was somewhat inflated throughout that period for all consoles and all games. But I think that this is a magic formula Nintendo has right now, and I think they're really investing heavy in Nvidia's technology. So buckle in, because not only are we going to see a lot of great first-party games, but I think the Switch successor is going to potentially be a place where you play a lot of third-party games over PlayStation or Xbox as well, simply because of that portable nature and convenience and cost and affordability.